got another one. Today we're working on a 2008 Chevy Colorado, and the customer's complaint is that his AC doesn't work. Now, I know you guys can't see this on video, but this is warm air coming out of here. I have the AC on, and I have the recirculation on, so that gives me max AC. That's as cold as possible, blowing out of the vents. But I have warm air coming out. A couple things to notice on the cluster is that the AC off light is on. It says AC off, and also my temperature. The temperature gauge is all the way at the bottom. Now, I've been driving this car for about 10 minutes, so having the temperature reading like that is a problem. So one thing that could happen, and you guys should keep an eye on, is if the car is fully cold or if it's overheating, the car is not gonna allow you to turn the AC on. Okay, here. So I have the AC on. Let's go under the hood and see if the compressor's kicking in. Alright, so we're under the hood, and the compressor, I don't know if you guys can see it on video, but it's down. Oh, I can't get a good picture of it. It's down there. I think you can see the clutch pulley. My light is on it, and you can see that the compressor clutch is not engaged. Alright, so we have the AC off message on the cluster. The temperature is all the way cold, which is incorrect. I went under the hood, I checked the coolant level. The coolant level is good. The upper radiator hose is hot to the touch. And our next step is to check the coolant temperature sensor. Normally what would happen here, a couple problems that can happen is you can have a stuck thermostat. You can have a thermostat that is stuck open, not allowing the car to reach proper temperature, but it would be higher than this. This right here is fully cold, as if you haven't even started the car. After even running the car for about 10 minutes, that gauge should go up, but it's not moving. So we could have a short in the coolant temperature sensor. We could have a bad temperature sensor. We could have just a bad signal in general. Right, before we get too far with this, I want to go ahead and hook up my scanner, and I want to check for any codes, and I want to see also what the temperature sensor is reading. So I'm gonna go straight into the data, and I'm gonna see what it's looking like. So it is a 3.7. all right, so I'm gonna go straight to the engine, continue, and I'm gonna check for codes. I want to see if we have anything related to temperature, and that'll give us some direction. So here we go. P0128, engine coolant temperature below the regulating temperature. Now, most people would see that code and throw a thermostat on the car, but like I said, the thermostat will not have the temperature reading all the way cold. It'll have some movement on the gauge. So let's look at the data, see what that sensor is reading. Alright, where's my coolant temperature sensor? Here we go. Coolant temperature is reading 195 right now. Let me start the truck up and see how that changes. I want to see if I have something else related to temperature. Here's a startup coolant temperature. It's at 199. What else do we have? Okay, that's what we have. Coolant temperature of 186. So that sensor is reading correctly, but here at the cluster we're getting a cold reading. Alright, first things we're gonna do is we're gonna verify that the gauge actually works. So what I'm gonna do on my scanner is I'm gonna go to instrument panel cluster, hit continue, and I want to look for under functional test we have a coolant gauge sweep, so I can hit that test, and when I hit right here where it says up, we should see the gauge going up on the cluster. And then when I hit down here, I'm gonna hit down, but I'm gonna keep you on the gauge. The gauge goes down. So originally I thought that I had a problem with the gauge, but after doing this test we verified that the gauge is good. So now we look at the coolant temperature sensor, or we look at the thermostat being stuck open. Alright, the coolant temperature sensor on this car is down here. This is the connector for it. Right there behind the intake. I'm going to go ahead and unplug that connector, and then I'm going to look for changes on the data, and let's see what we get. Alright, I got the coolant temperature sensor disconnected, and you can see the coolant data reads -40. Another test you can do is go to that connector and jump a wire across it. Alright, see right here, you can see I put a resistor in there, and you can see a change in temperature. It's actually reading 64 degrees now. Now that will read a lot higher if that resistor was not in there, if it was a straight wire. Alright, so that tells us the circuit's good. The wiring from here back to the computer is good. When we unplug it, it goes down -40. When we jump it, it goes up in temperature. So that circuit is good. That temperature, the coolant temperature sensor is actually reading good. So the problem here is a thermostat that's stuck open. Alright, on this truck, the thermostat is right over here. So you come to the left wheel, you take off the tire, and then you move some of the clips out of the way so that you can get to the thermostat in there. It's only 2 bolts. I'm not going to show you guys how to change it, but after I change it, I'm going to show you the after reading on the scanner. We're going to clear the codes, and we're going to see the gauge work on the instrument cluster. You guys can actually see where that gasket got pinched. That's the inner gasket for the thermostat. When it opens and closes, that's where it seals. Now, that doesn't look like a big problem, but if I actually shine some light through the thermostat, you can see that the thermostat is stuck open. That's where the coolant was bypassing the thermostat, and it was running the engine at a lower temperature than normal. So that's where that P0128 came from. So this right here, let me turn this off. A stuck thermostat giving us a P0128, and it was turning off the air conditioning for this truck. And that was a customer complaint. All because of a stuck open thermostat. Alright, so really quick, I want to take a quick minute so I can go over what just happened with the Colorado, and I can sum things up a little bit for you guys, because I know that it might not make sense because I kind of ran through everything pretty quick. So the customer comes in with a complaint of his air conditioning not working. There's a light on the dash on the instrument panel that says AC off, and then he notices that his gauge is all the way at the bottom. So with those 3 symptoms, the AC blowing warm, the light that says AC off, and the gauge all the way at the bottom, I know that this is not a problem directly with the air conditioning system, but this is a problem with the cooling system affecting the AC system. And that's just because the gauge is all the way at the bottom. So what happens here is that if there is a code stored in memory that has to do with the cooling system performance, then the computer is going to disable that temperature gauge. And that's exactly what happened here. The gauge was all the way at the bottom because there was a P0128 stored in memory, and that P0128 was caused by a stuck open thermostat. So as soon as I cleared the code, the gauge started working again. The customer complaint was the AC not working, but it was not because it was low on refrigerant. It was not because a bad compressor or a leak in the AC system. This was a cooling system issue affecting the AC system. So we checked the coolant temperature sensor, and that sensor was good. We disconnected it, we bypassed it, everything was good. So the only thing that can cause that P0128 is a stuck open thermostat or fans that are running all the time, keeping the engine operating temperature below threshold, and that's what the code was for. So just wanted to kind of bunch everything together and hope that everybody understands a little better, because I know to some of you guys it might not make sense. And that's it, you know. If you guys haven't seen my other videos, check them out right here. I'll put a link right here for these 2 videos, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys on the next video.